Brothers and sisters, I am Peter Faber, first follower of St. Ignatius of Loyola and co-founder of the Society of Jesus. I grew up in France in a simple family on a farm where my father used to send me out before I even reached the age of 10 to shepherd his sheep. I would take them up into the mountains, into the beautiful Appalachian Mountains, where I loved the open skies and the beautiful green valleys, the fields where the sheep would graze. And although I loved this life of shepherding, a life of peace and simplicity, my deepest desire was to learn and to love God with all of my heart. I used to beg my parents through tears to send me to school. I memorized my catechism. I used to get up on a rock and preach to the other children, teaching them how to pray the rosary especially. Eventually, my parents relented, and they sent me to school. It was my greatest joy to study. I studied hard and was sent to the University of Paris, where I met my dearest friend and roommate, Francis Xavier. In our 5th year at the university, a strange man moved in with us. He would do strange things. He was very penitential, so devoted to the gospel, but he captivated me. He captivated me and won me over very quickly. I'd never met somebody who was so radically in love with Jesus, somebody who gave themselves so wholeheartedly. I wanted that for myself, but my scrupulosity led me in confusion. I didn't know what to do. Ignatius of Loyola taught me my greatest lesson. Obedience works miracles. He taught me to be obedient to my confessors in confession, to trust that my sins were forgiven, and this brought great peace to my soul. Taught me obedience to spiritual advisors, spiritual directors who guided me on the right path, and I could trust them, entrusting my soul to them. And this was so essential for my ministry. In a time when the church was dividing with schismatics, heresies, being misled, what is the truth? People were abandoning the one true, holy, and Catholic church. When we went on mission, I was obedient to my superiors. The Pope would call me out, sending me to Germany. My superiors would send me to Germany, and I would hop from town to town, never staying anywhere too long. My heart would be ripped out as I left one community for another because of how deeply I loved those that I ministered to. Hearing their confessions, offering spiritual direction, and offering the spiritual exercises of St. Ignatius of Loyola. After a long time of my ministry, I was called as a theologian to the Council of Trent, a time when the church was reforming so that we could work against the reform of the Protestant Reformation. But before I was called by the Pope to go there, I fell deathly ill. But even through obedience to the call, I left. I was taken by the community, my community members took me to the council. But I never went in. I stayed on the outskirts and I ministered to those that were attending. I offered confessions and spiritual direction. And it was victory after victory that so many who were misled reformed their life, repented, and professed faith in the Catholic Church. There was a great victory that day, that time that I was there. Is Leo Johnson out there? Can you come help me? Hey, there you are. Come up here, Leo. What I learned in my time was that the one who follows Christ is such as these. Children who are obedient to God their Father and the church their mother. My name is Peter Faber, and the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these.